both to be very good arguments, to be very honest with you. I really do. I don't believe in holding things against somebody from their past. Doesn't mean that I'm anti-Teresa and Team Fuda. I just think that personally, we've all done things in our past, everyone, and things like that don't bother me. I mean, not for nothing, Teresa, you actually also went to jail. I mean, yeah, it certainly is different, breaking into a house and duct taping someone, but I don't know. I find that we all change every year as we get older. So, not taking sides, I just see both sides of it. If this was leaked to the bloggers by Teresa and they're still working with bloggers and they're still under that mindset after being called out on national television by Andy Cohen and saying, prove it. And now Gabriella seems to have proof that this is how this got out there. Yeah, you haven't learned anything. And I don't have a side. I just don't want to watch another season of RHONJ like this. So it's not that I'm anti-Teresa, but knock it off, Giudice, because I don't want to go through this again. I mean, if we're going to have a fucking pause and it's going to be off the air for 10 years, 2 years, 10 months, and we're going to change around the whole cast, and Teresa's one of the people coming back, and this shit is going to start all over again, I don't want to be involved. And you can't argue. I mean, this is Fuda. So it's not that you hate Margaret for Vanessa for going against Louie. And it's not that your brother and Melissa are dead to you, because they are. So now it's not Margaret. It's not Melissa and Joe. Now it's Fuda. So now you're doing this underhanded shit if you are with Fuda. So it may never stop. But look, I think with the toxicity, does this cost Rachel her job? I don't know. It's not her. It happened a long time ago. I would think producers are more upset with working with bloggers. I mean, Andy has gone on record of saying, I don't like any of this mishigas of bloggers and leak screeners and leak spoilers. That's what bothers them to me more than something that happened 20 years ago. Is this a mark against Fuda? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, we kept Jen Shaw when we learned all the shit she was doing. She's only gone because she's actually in fucking jail. But, I mean, thank God, right? But, I don't know, but I think it doesn't matter because it is going away. Who's staying? Who's going? Andy has his 4 scenarios. I assume it's keep Teresa and not Melissa, keep Melissa and not Teresa, let everyone go, or reboot the whole thing. I don't think a reboot is coming. We already tried that in New York and didn't really work. We didn't go that route with Atlanta. So I don't think a reboot is coming, but I don't know what's going to happen. There's still something in me that thinks, oh, I mean, Teresa is Teresa. I still think part of her is maybe bigger than the show and they're going to keep her. But if this is going to continue, I certainly hope not. I want like OC, and we're going to talk about the OC today. I want that. Now, the OC has moments of being boring, but it is return to form Housewives. I still think the whole franchises, all of them are fading. They're not what they are. Everyone has been so tight-lipped about Salt Lake. Meredith Marks just did an interview, and she said the whole reason our show was so successful last year is because we were all so tight-lipped. I really want to see Salt Lake. I'm more excited in a way for Salt Lake than anything. I have hope for the OC. We'll talk about the OC briefly, but that's where I am. If this is true and Teresa is still working with bloggers and now it's against the Fudas, which I know she's been against them, but the point is then there'll be someone else next season. And unless she learns, I mean, I can't believe it. If I was called out on national TV by Andy Cohen and asked about bloggers by Jerry O'Connell and all these people, and I knew deep in my heart that I did all this, I could be denying it with the straightest face possible, but if I knew I did all this, I would say to myself, girl, you are close to the sun. You are going to get burned. It is 2 point something million dollars a year. So, wow. Now you're about to be outed. Now you're not outed because how can they prove this? But you're one step from being outed. So I would say on bended knees with the knee pads, thank you, God, that I still have my job. And I've learned. I have learned my lesson because I stayed up all night with butterflies in my stomach last night and I didn't get caught. And I have learned if you can just keep my job. I promise you, I am done with bloggers. I am done with texts and emails and DMs. It's like you're being given a second chance, Teresa, right before your very eyes. Jax Taylor wasn't so lucky. He had to sit out for a few years. He's luckier than most. He's luckier than those that are not coming back, but you're being given a second chance right before your very eyes, just like Ramona Singer was for something totally different. She fumbled the ball and fucked it up. My advice to Teresa is, girl, stop leaking. If you're invited back next season, learn from this. Learn from it. And just be thankful you're given a second chance, because it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money that we can take away. And if the numbers aren't there, yeah, getting rid of Teresa is a big saving. So I'm not sure. I'm really, truly not sure what's going to happen to this franchise. But I am sure that it's going away for a long time, because Andrew Cohn has said we're going to take our time and figure it out. There's my advice. I'm not outraged by what Fuda did. It's shocking, but he wasn't convicted, and therefore I have to move on. I see issues with both sides of this, and it ain't good. Regardless, this is not what they want. And this thing with Fuda being leaked, if you leaked it, Teresa, it actually not only doesn't help you, it doesn't help the whole franchise, because it's more toxicity and it's more of a reason why we're going to go on pause for a really long time. It's not like you just cost Rachel her job. It's that you just caused the franchise to pause even longer, because Bravo wants no part of this. What they do want is, there's the door, Shannon Bedore. That they want. They do want Alexis, sleeping with big dick Johnny J, and having Shannon spiral out of control before their very eyes. They want it all. They don't give a shit about your well-being and happiness. They don't want toxicity. So the OC, again, is the classic of what Bravo wants. They're thrilled if Shannon spins out of control. They're thrilled if she stays up at night more miserable than ever. If it makes good TV, great. They don't want police reports and home invasions and duct tapes and bloggers and espionage and private eyes. And I'm not speaking just to Teresa. I'm speaking to everybody. But if Teresa just leaked this again, you better stop. It's not that I don't care about Fuda. I just care about a good show. I'd like a good show back. I think we're all in this together. And I don't know if that's possible in New Jersey with any of these people. But this proves, from everyone, blaming no one, this proves we're nowhere near close. So I don't think there's going to be a reboot cast anywhere in 2024. We're going to say goodbye in August, and then we're not going to even talk about this for the rest of the year. That's what I think. And when I say that, I don't mean January 2nd. I think this is going to die down big time. Big time. And Teresa is so intertwined with this franchise. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be anytime soon. It's almost like we're going to have to forget about New Jersey before we recast in any way, shape, or form. It's a shame, but that's where we are. And I've accepted it. And we're here together, and we'll get through this together. And this episode was fucking boring. And that's the only reason why I don't want anybody working and leaking screeners and bloggers, because you've all been accused of this, and that's why you're going on pause. And yeah, I just want a good show. Don't we all want that? We got to talk about the OC, guys. We got to talk about the